Hello and welcome to Uma Sessions. This next band is a true hidden gem in our local music scene here in Windsor, Ontario. Known for their trademark vocal harmonies and out-of-the-box arrangements, please welcome to the Uma stage, Bitters. You guys formed in 2018. I want to hear a little bit about how you guys came to be as a band.
I think it was Tim and River originally who just kind of got together, and they asked me to come in because I owned a bass guitar. I met Dylan, and he was like, "Can I come?" And I was like, "Sure." And then he really jammed with us, and so we were on the spot like, "Hey, you want to be in this band that we have now that we haven't named, that we don't know what it is?" We brought in Graham, who Dylan knew from high school, still knows. Graham originally was just doing some photography, and then we pretty quickly were like, Graham is in the band. Graham has such a good ear. Cavell, our drummer, we were working on While You Were Out, the album, but we didn't have a drummer, and we knew Cavell played, so we just called up Cavell one day on the spot.
Similar to you.
Yeah.
I knew I had drums.
I knew you had drums. And yeah, we called up Cavell and we were like, "Hey, can we borrow your drums? Also, if you're willing, you want to play drums in this band?" But there was a lot of experimentation in the early days. We didn't really know what we were doing. Sound-wise, I guess. There's a lot of songs from those days that have never seen the light of day, but I think that's part of the process. Yeah. So that's kind of how we got our start.
So how would you describe your sound as a band?
I mean, I think, especially for this album, we talked about having vocal harmonies, and I think it made sense to kind of pull from 60s, 70s kind of music. I'd say definitely Beach Boys was a huge prerogative, and so was Simon and Garfunkel. And I think that shines through in places. I think the emo stuff was always there a little bit, and kind of a little bit of folk punk.
I think we're all a little emo.
Yeah. What is Bitters Thursday?
So Bitters Thursday, it was previously on Thursdays, but for clarification, it now takes place on Tuesdays. Hashtag Bitters Thursday is the day where we post the Bitters Thursday meme, which, if I may describe visually, is someone in pajamas, and it says "me at my wedding." And then someone in a full suit, and it says "me on Bitters Thursday," trademark. I have to give credit where credit's due. It was a meme created by Claire Baldwin, when we were mixing and mastering the album, we would meet every Thursday in the studio. And so it started becoming kind of like some of our friends would show up, and Claire started coming every week. And she started calling it Bitters Thursday, and she started wearing a blazer. And yeah, and then she sent me that meme one day, and I was like, can I post this? So happy Bitters Thursday to everyone out there. From childhood's hour, I have not been as others were. I have not seen as others saw. I could not bring my passion from a common spring. From the same source, I have not taken my sorrow. I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone. And all I loved alone. Then, in my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life, was drawn from every depth of good and ill the mystery which binds me still. From the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder and the storm, and the cloud that took the form when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view. Stuttering, I'm talking but I'm not speaking when I'm all just ash and bone. All I've loved alone. Who's it go? Who's it go?
Your latest album is While You Were Out. Can you tell me a little bit about this project and that album?
My grandmother at one point was a receptionist. I think she was a church secretary, and she had these little slips of paper, and the title of it was While You Were Out. And I remember, I think it was me, Jeremy, and Dylan we just looked at it and we were like, it'd be a good title. That's the logo on the album art, and we just ripped it straight off of there.
It's been a long time coming for this album. We started conceptualizing and writing before the pandemic hit. So there was kind of an on and off throughout the pandemic in those breaks when it was safe. There was the initial recording session to get everything down. Like we had written everything kind of separately, which was an interesting experience to come together with these songs and like riff on them with each other. The initial recording session was actually like a week. And it was all recorded in Tim's house and church. We even got to use the church organ in the hall on 2 songs, I think, which is just epic.
You guys have played churches and bookstore, warehouse. Can you tell me a little bit about is that a deliberate choice that you've made to use more like DIY spaces and creative spaces like that?
It is not deliberate.
It's not deliberate.
Well,
okay.
I love like the kind of alternative spaces. Like when we were asked to do a warehouse, I was like, that's sick. And the bookstore, yeah, I thought that was cool, especially because it was kind of an unplugged set at the bookstore, so that was fun.
Being at the church allows us like a lot of freedom because it's like basically owned by Tim's parents. So like we have the hall side that we can like have all creative freedoms, and like that feels really special to us.
We have competing schedules, so we don't play live often. So often it's someone asking us to play. We jump on those opportunities. So we haven't really seeked out a lot of the more traditional venues. Not that there's anything wrong with them.
So you're all based from Windsor, is that correct? Okay. Has the city shaped your sound in any particular way, or how that's shaped, maybe the band as a whole?
Windsor's a more industrial town, and I think some of what we're doing involves kind of like a break from that. Like getting back to like a natural, like wooden acoustic warmth that exists in Windsor, but when you do find it, you really want to savor it because it's rare.
So my uncle, he was a part of this band called The Locusts Have No King.
Okay.
And it was like a folk band, and like I'd go see him all the time, and like I just always appreciated that sound, and that's actually like what kind of gravitated me towards that sound.
I would say for me, it's not really the sound of Windsor, but more just the artists. Yeah, everyone here is just so amazing and inspiring.
You have 10 seconds to pitch your band to someone. What would you say?
Go ahead.
Are you walking in a forest and don't know what to listen to? Play Bitters.
I have been listening to you all on long walks, and I can attest to that. It is the perfect soundtrack to a long walk, especially if you're in a forest. So, yeah.
I'll quote something that someone said to us once after we played. They just said, it's like Beach Boys, but sad.
I identify with that. Yeah.
Would you say you wanna go? If I told you I can't hold the simple thought in we're not alone.
That's it. Give it up one more time for Bitter!